August 1st, 2011. This is Diehard Gamer Radio, show 110.
You are approaching the target of attack. Your mission starts now. Are you ready? The countdown begins. 3, 2, 1, go.
You are listening to Diehard Gamer Radio, the source for off-mainstream video game news and topics. And now, your hosts, Murdock, Brian, John, and Steve.
Just a couple more shots.
Well, welcome back to Diehard Gamer Radio. I am Murdock.
Where's my schedule?
I just gave you one. You're interrupting my flow.
What flow?
What are you, one of the flow bots now?
One of these days,
there's no flow in this podcast.
Break it down, Mixmaster Chris.
well, I was going to lay out fat beats, but I don't know anything about how to do that, so.
Well, yes.
You start
So-
with the hip, then the hop, then the hip to the hop, then the hippity hop, and you
don't
don't
do
stop.
that again. Great. We have to pay 50 cents in ASCAP fees now.
No, it's 8.5 cents for that.
Was it,
for that
was it
license.
the hips or the hops?
The hops.
Well, the hips were okay, but you went too long, and the hops came in, and then
And then it didn't stop.
it didn't stop. That's the problem. It didn't stop.
By the way, we are, there's white people here trying to do all this, so, you know.
Where?
Where?
So with me is Steve Walsh, our audio engineer. He got his audio engineering degree from, was it Ghibli University? Where'd you get it from, Steve?
What's the matter, you?
Dome of the Rock. I don't know.
And we have Brian C. Jones. The C is for, what is the C for today?
Well, explosive. C4. Get it? That's what the C4 is for.
That was pretty good. I didn't see that one coming. I can only spot
pick
him a
up the
mile away, but I didn't
I
see
pick
that
up
one.
the slack when people miss
The
them.
wine aficionado.
And
The Riesling is quite good this
it's just us three today because our good friend John is lost.
He's missing in action.
He is-
They're looking for Chuck Norris is out looking for him right now.
He's in the Black Lodge, and Bob is going to be coming out later, disguised as Kyle McLaughlin, so watch out for that. Wow, that's... I don't have any current references, do I?
No, you don't. You need to start.
Start watching something from this decade?
Is this century?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
Hardcastle and McCormick, is that from like the 2000s? So
Just call people that are OCD monk, and then everyone will think you're with it.
So let's go on to our first news bit, and you might hear some clinking glasses. We're boozing it up today.
All right. What would they clink? None of them have ice in them. Clinking will not happen.
That's true. I could clink it against the microphone, but then you'd hate me.
Well, the audience would hate you.
Yeah. So first up, Capcom cancels Megaman Legends because the fans suck. The game,
Seriously, how many more Mega Man games do we need?
well, the game was canceled because there was if there was more input and care from the fans, maybe it wouldn't have been canceled. So because the fans didn't,
That's a piss poor excuse.
They didn't give them money ahead of time. Is that what they're saying? What more support /
the way it worked is that they were hoping for fan interaction and fan interest to drive development of the game. But the fans were like, well, isn't it your job to program the game?
Yeah. Why would the fans do that? If the fans did that, they would be developers.
I think the company was running out of ideas.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is Mega Man. I mean, how much more can you do there?
That's what I'm saying, man. I've seen like 30 games come out of that franchise.
And there's more than 30 games in the franchise.
If they needed more fan interaction, why didn't they just go to DeviantArt and type in Mega Man and just steal everyone's ideas?
Because you're going to end up with like a Mega Man game where all the Mega Man robots are dressed up
furries.
as furry. Yeah, that's what it's saying.
It's the /B version.
They'd all be
it's the Nightmare Fodder edition.
they'd all be Puella Magica Mega Man.
And you want to elaborate on how that will work, or
no, not
we're just going
really.
to save it for a comic later?
I'll just let you all imagine Mega Man in a Maho Shoujo outfit.
It's probably already been done.
That's why I'm saying they should have gone to DeviantArt. I mean, this really comes around full circle to my initial suggestion here.
So, next up, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 announced, which would interest Brian and me.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't care anymore. Or would you?
No, I care because Doctor Strange is now a playable character.
Hell yeah!
And Strider and Ghost Rider.
It's interesting to see Ghost Rider as a good character. I think he's going to be a lot of fun.
And Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah, Rocket Raccoon and
I never heard of
Red Artemis. That was kind of interesting. Ghost and Goblins.
Oh, Red Reamer.
Or a Reamer.
Yeah, I've never heard of Rocket Raccoon. I'm like, couldn't you choose Howard the Duck or someone?
Rocket Raccoon? I had that on my Genesis. It was out a long time.
No, that's Rocket Knight Adventures.
I thought it was Rocket Raccoon was on the Genesis too.
It was some raccoon based.
Well, I can beat you. I've never heard of it at all. So
No, I think you're right. I think it was Rocket Knight that I was thinking of.
It's some
Rocket Raccoon.
It's like an obscure Marvel furry character.
It's from the series Rocket Knight Rayearth, right?
No, it's not. So next up, EA buys PopCap. So coming soon, Bejeweled, 2012, 2013, new roster every year.
This is a weird move.
Well, EA has like $40 hojillion. It's not like,
I think they just wanted to get more into the casual gaming thing, and this was the easiest way to do it, probably.
Really?
It's an easy entry into Facebook and PC.
Yep.
I don't know about that. They already own like...
Yeah, PopCap is like the 600-pound gorilla in the room of casual gaming, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got
It's a big
lots of
audience that
games.
EA doesn't really have attachment to yet. So
Bejeweled, Zuma, there's tons of them out there.
What, casual gamers aren't playing Madden or Dead Space?
different casual gamers. It's a big Venn diagram you're looking at.
I'm sure that's an area that they just didn't have any kind of...
Casual doesn't mean frat boy.
Yeah. They didn't have any kind of entry into, because EA is all about the bigger games, the big names, big titles.
Well, there could be some, grandmother playing Madden or something.
Grandmother frat boys? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
They're playing Halo as well?
They could be.
Well, with this economy, they could be going back to school.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, the Halo is a matching game, but...
This frat only allows people over the age of 70 in it.
So next up, House of the Dead Overkill Extended Cut is a thing now.
That's a long name.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Which would interest... Brian? You have any interest in...
Doic?
You have any interest
Trying
in
to find
this?
an acronym
What is this
for
on?
it. Wii.
On the Wii?
No, I thought it was on the...
House of the Dead was out on the Wii. I've got it at home. I just haven't played it. It's still in the plastic.
Well, there's an extended edition, but I think it might be like Connect or
because it was a
Move
shooter on the. It was a little gun game on the.
Yeah, they still really don't have a gun thing for the Connect or for the 360, do they? I mean, I'm sure one exists, but it's like nobody uses it or something. I don't know.
I think they just kind of circumvented that with the Connect.
It's
one of those weird things that I remember there was a lot of talk about this when the new systems, the new generation came out, because none of them could really play, with the exception of the Wii, which was still designed for the old system, not designed for the 1080p. None of them could really utilize an LCD with a gun.
Right, because it doesn't work.
And I was
The same
looking
with
for
the
the
CRT
longest
did.
time. I've been looking at Play Asia. They've got a deal for about $30 or $35 where you get these this over bar that hangs on the top, and then you got two side bars that hang over the side that actually will make
They
that
triangulate the
it
IR.
triangulates where you're
Wasn't
firing.
like one of the Time Crises? Didn't that?
Yeah, PS3 was the only system I've seen that's come out with a full-on original gun game going back to like PS2, which was the.
Wasn't
and
there like some
had
sort of,
two little monitor? They had two little
Thingies.
IR sensors that you put up, and they had a little weighted belt, which is kind of cool. You put them behind your TV and throw the belt over the backside so that it hangs on there just right. But it worked pretty well, actually. I was kind of
Wasn't
surprised.
there like some sort of weird vampire shooting game that used
Vampire
that as
Knight?
Oh,
That was on the PS2, though. That wasn't on the PS3. PS3 just had Time Crisis, as far as I know. I think there was two of those. But I haven't seen anything else really in the way of shooters come out on there, though. I don't know why. It's too bad, too, because Time Crisis 3 was It was half a good game. I don't know what they did, but halfway through the game, it stopped being a shmup or a shooter, and it became this weird kind of run with using your gun as a controller.
But like Resident Evil Survivor.
Yeah, except worse.
Huh? Is that possible?
Well, Resident Evil Survivor was interesting because the gun it used had all these buttons on it, and they actually used all the buttons on the gun. It used it pretty well. It took a while to get it down and understand how to use it.
Wasn't that Namco branded the NG Con, or I don't remember what it's called.
No, not the Niji Con. It was it was a Namco gun though. It was the Gun Con. It was the Gun Con 2, I think. But it utilized the buttons pretty well. But Time Crisis was just really awkward, and it's kind of sad because like halfway through the game, you're into this gun mode, and then it goes into this, and you're like, what the hell am I doing?
You know what game?
And
would
it just
be cool?
totally blows the game for you right there. It's kind of sad.
You know what game would be good with a light gun? Ace Combat.
No.
What?
That's why they put sticks out.
Oh,
Doesn't make any sense at all. Unless they were biplanes.
that would be awesome.
You have to pull up next to one of the
that
other
the Red
fighters.
Baron version?
That would be awesome,
Next
actually.
to one of the other pilots and just fire at him with your revolver.
Dude,
from
it
the
could be
side.
like a cooperative game, and one pilot's like flying the plane, and one guy's like shooting. That'd be
They
kind of
could
awesome.
build it out of the engine they built the Snoopy game on.
Yeah.
I think that's the Lego engine.
Yeah.
So next up, Chainsaw Lollipop, which is
Sounds like a Japanese punk band song name.
Yeah.
well, surprisingly enough,
Yeah.
it's a new Suda 51 game. You play as a chainsaw wielding cheerleader, Juliet from San Romero High School, dispatching zombies for some reason.
I figured this was going to be the new Tom Clancy movie.
Oh,
Splinter Cell,
Sounds more
Chainsaw
like a
Lollipop.
Sounds like more like a Japanese Army of Darkness.
It's a J-pop band.
Yeah.
Chainsaw Lollipop
It's a goth lowly band. It's a visual K band, actually.
You had me right at goth lowly,
No,
and then
visual K,
you added visual K.
I jumped the shark with visual K.
and then it's like, oh great, well it's gothic Lolitas,
Now
but
they
they're
all
all
look-
guys.
Yeah, they all look like Malice Miser now.
Yeah, that's So I am a big fan of Suda 51, No More Heroes, and Killer 7.
I gotta play those one of these days.
Killer 7's
Get ready to
an
waggle.
odd game.
I gotta open the games first.
Get ready to waggle.
Killer 7 doesn't have waggle.
No, just No More Heroes.
Yes. Well,
Yes.
there's also Shadows of the Damned, which is an EA game that came out like recently. And it's been getting above mediocre reviews. Hey, you might like it. I don't know. So, Chainsaw Lollipop, highly relevant to my interest. But anyway, so XBLA price is slowly rising, say Microsoft. So the number of 1,200 point titles in the services library has been steadily increasing, which could only mean one thing. The quality of the games is getting better. And Steve just gives me this weird look.
It's the only possible explanation.
I think they just want more money.
No, they're getting better.
Oh right.
Especially the
It's not really-
the indie games that are all built off that same side-scrolling beat-em-up engine.
But the one they made Scott Pilgrim
Some of
from?
those games are hilarious. though.
I've played some of them, and they're hilarious about the first 15 seconds, and you're like, all right, I'm done with this.
I love that zombie one you see from overhead, and you're just running around killing zombies with different weapons.
No, see, I'm talking about the ones that are like, it's a current version, current generation side-scrolling beat 'em up that looks like, Final Fight.
Dishwasher.
Oh, I don't know.
No,
The dishwasher game. Oh, that's a
But
really good.
there's one where
game.
like you fight skeletons. I mean, it's really awful. The engine's bad. The engine is bad.
I mean, is it as bad as that one game where it's like how to talk to women?
No, like
I
this is
think
bad
I know what
engine.
you're talking about. I demoed one where they just crawl out of the ground, but it's the same zombie every time for like the first 3 levels.
Yeah,
And I was like,
it's really
the
awful.
hell's
There's a
the
whole
point of
bunch
this?
of games just like that just have different skins for the models, but oh my god, they're so bad, so bad.
well, luckily you get to download a trial. And
Yeah, I know.
delete
That's
it.
I'm like, oop, that sucks. Oop, that sucks. No,
Now you know
I'm
why you
told
don't
the
get
Scott
achievements
Pilgrim
for these
game's
games.
really fun. I haven't played
it
it, but
is.
I
I
told the Scott
downloaded it.
Pilgrim game's really fun.
It's a lot of fun.
If you like side-scrolling beat-em-ups,
Plus, you can play up to 4 players, I think, at one time.
Yeah.
is it over XBLA? Okay.
or LAN or local because it's all one screen. So it's just like old school arcade where you played it all on one screen.
Just like
Great.
X-Men.
Someone's going to end up being Dazzler. So
Yeah, it's just like X-Men. Someone's going to end up being Wallace.
It's cool because when you play Ramona, you get to pull out different weapons out of your bag. They just like huge weapons come out: hammer, axe,
Yeah, they all have hammer
pole.
space.
by the way, it should be mentioned that Steve really likes Scott
I
Pilgrim.
really enjoy the Scott Pilgrim movie. I haven't read the comics yet,
it's awesome.
but they're told me to. I'm told I'm supposed
We'll
to.
take the movie and drag it out about 20 hours, and that's about the book. The first book.
Yeah.
There's
I'm
lot-
told the
lots
first
of
book
text.
doesn't have any fighting in it. Because Scott Pilgrim versus the World is the title of the second one, and when it all goes batshit crazy.
No, there's a fight in the first one.
Is there?
Yeah, where
Or
he
is
fights Matthew Patel.
Oh, really? Is that in the first one?
Yeah.
It's not like the background stuff where he fights the dude and he kicks him so hard he saw the curvature of the earth for Kim in the backstory.
That's the backstory of the second
Doesn't
one.
he have
That's
to
when that
fight his
started.
dad too?
No, I think
seem
you're
to remember
thinking
his dad
I think you're
coming
thinking King of Fighters.
No.
Yeah, I don't.
It's Art of Fighting.
I don't think that.
I thought there was
his
something in
dad
the
is
Scott
there.
Pilgrim story where his dad came in, or somebody's dad came in, and he had to fight them too.
I don't know. I've only read some of the comics, so
I don't know. I'll get around to it eventually.
yeah. So next up, a sequel to a successful franchise, Resident Evil 6, which
I've
would
been
interest
so over these
Steve
since about 3.
Why would it interest me?
because you need
Because
a
he just
survival.
looked at me, and then I started complaining. I was like, it would be Steve.
That would be a big old negatory there, Ghost Rider.
But
Yeah.
Steve, it's a rhythm game. I think you'll like it.
No.
Yeah, cool
No.
story there, bro.
Yeah. Brutal story, Co.
So, yeah, Resident Evil 6.
It's a thing.
Yep, it'll be out on a major system with no save slots. Oh wait, no.
Didn't they
it's-
just put Mercenaries game on the 3DS?
Yeah, that's the one that had the big war garble where it's like, yeah, so you can't delete a save, so you can't sell it used. Huh? That's great. And Capcom's like, yeah, we're not going to do that again.
Yeah, and then 2 weeks later, the system takes a huge price drop.
Well, we're getting to that. So,
I say
have a-
conspiracy.
I have a theory on that.
oh, okay.
Screw your theory, it's a conspiracy.
Well, it kind of is.
Well, a conspiracy is technically a theory.
It's a
isn't it?
conspiracy to make money.
Well,
What's
yeah,
a
there's
conspiracy theory?
yeah, which was an awesome movie, by the way.
Yeah, I've been able to read Catcher in the Rye since.
No, the rule is that
No, I
you
mean,
have
I
to
just can't find a copy
misinterpret
of it.
Catcher in the Rye. That's the whole
Yes,
thing.
yes.
So, Chinese couple sell their kids to pay for MMO habit. So,
Well,
two,
if you got a lot of kids and you can't
MMO
feed them,
so two parents have been
The MMO probably costs less.
so two parents have been apprehended by Chinese authorities after it transpired that they sold 3 children to fund their MMO habit.
why didn't they just do some gold farming?
Because they don't get the gold.
Well, I'm
That's
saying
true.
they would get flat out money for it.
Well,
Yeah, but it's
but it's not with their character, so they're not progressing any.
yeah. So Lilin and Li Wan sold their baby daughter for roughly $500, their first son around $4,600, and their second son for the same price. According to reports, the couple didn't think that selling babies was illegal. I guess it is in China.
But unfortunately, those children are now generals in the PRC army.
Did you see how much the boys went compared to the girls too? It's still
Are there any women in China anymore?
No.
Okay,
No.
you would think that the
They've
women
all
would
been
be.
exported to Japan to make up the girl groups, or to actually to marry Japanese men, because there are no women who are not in girl groups in Japan anymore.
They're all in idol groups.
Yep.
Jeez, that's
Or
sad.
visual K groups. Because
Those are all young guys.
well, you
That's
think they would be,
actually,
but see, it's cheaper to get the young girls that look like young guys who look like girls.
Really?
Yeah, it's way less makeup. Because like you have to put all the makeup on the guy to make him look like a girl. But if you're already a girl, you only have to put a little makeup on to look like a guy who looks like a girl. It's way more economical.
My head hurts.
It's the wine.
Well, they're all computer generated anyway. What does it matter?
Yeah, they're all.
What's interesting is the $400 or $4,600 price point. That's actually about on the black market. It's around $5,000 a child if you're trying to buy one. So that they got pretty good bang for their buck. I think.
I'll keep that in mind
I'm just
in
saying.
case I want one.
But look how much the girl went for. Like 1/10 that price.
Well, it was a baby.
Well,
No, it just
Babies
goes to
can't do
show
shit.
though that the Chinese still follow that rule where
Well-
you want to have a son, not a daughter, because there's tons of daughters out there.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody's going to be trying
continues on.
I don't think anybody's going to be trying to pass off any of these sons that they sold as their first son or something like that. I'm thinking they sold that they got 4,600 for the boys because they could do shit, and the baby's just sitting there as a lump. It's like they sold him a $500 loaf of bread that cries.
I think they wanted a son. There's probably plenty of families out there that can't have children, and it's like, hey, here's our first son, and the family continues on. And we just give them our name.
Well, why don't they just kill their neighbor? It's cheaper. And just take their kids. More economical.
Plus, there's a huge baby stock market.
Well,
in,
if you're rich,
China,
what does it matter?
you know.
Just drop the dough.
Yeah, I don't know.
China's exploding right now.
Who the hell has $4,600 in China to pay for a kid?
Well,
Who can't just get a kid normally?
What's that in yuan?
I don't know.
What's it in two?
I don't know anything about the Mexican economy, Murdock.
Was it the yuan?
I don't know. Sometimes they call it the yuan, and sometimes they call it the renminbi. And I don't really.
Isn't that like an anime that Yoshitoshi Abe?
Yeah. No, the renminbi. It's the new one by the same guy who did Yu Yu Hakusho.
Actually, I think the name connotation is dependent on what you're talking about, because they always talk about the yuan when they're talking about the stock market, but the renminbi comes up for other things.
Oh, I don't really know.
It's just like the Japanese, where they have a word or a certain word for each type of like slang or plural or polite or super polite. You know, there's just a different.
Yeah,
there's like 5 words for the same thing.
The difference between
no
gutter
idea.
speak and speaking to the emperor, and you want to make sure that you don't get them confused. It's like make sure when you're at the emperor, you don't say Janai, you say Dewa Arimasen. So there's a difference there, folks. So
yeah, when you're talking to the emperor, that
I wonder if he's ever heard
unavoidable.
Denai and went, "What the hell is he talking about?"
he probably thinks from your Osaka or something.
Doesn't even know what the word means.
He's probably
never. Yeah, he's never heard it before.
Is he? It's like, is he? I knew what's going on here.
Maybe that's who bought the babies.
the I knew.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
knew
they need
about
to
the
harvest
babies.
whale and shark meat.
And babies.
Oh well. Steve has solved the mystery.
Yeah, this iNews.
Okay.
iNewses.
By Newers.
So next up,
iMooses.
Activision trying to reinvent Guitar Hero. So
Why?
So basically, the CEO said it became unsuccessful because it didn't have any nourishment and care, which is awesome.
Which is exactly the opposite of why the franchise failed.
Yes.
I don't understand. I mean, can I be a CEO? Because obviously, me drinking a glass of wine is a superior business strategy
Oh, he goes on. He says
to this joker.
Yeah, so our good friend Bobby Kotick, which sounds like a tampon for some reason, but
Yeah, he's got a funny name.
he goes on to say, well, we said, you know what, we need to regain our audience interest, and we really need to deliver inspired innovation.
Like Rock Band.
So we're going to take the products out of the market, and we're not going to tell anyone what we're doing for a while, but we're going to stop selling Guitar Hero altogether, and then we're going to go back to the studios, and we're going to use new studios to reinvent Guitar Hero. So even though he said we're not going to really tell you what we're doing, he just told us what he's going to do.
Well, how much more could you possibly do with that genre? Seriously. As soon as this
I want a triangle.
Triangle Hero?
Yeah. Well, I just want it to be added to Rock Band. That's kind of the only instrument they haven't brought in yet.
No, they didn't put the cowbell in yet.
Oh no, you can make a cowbell in your controller.
Yeah, but it's like
I've seen it done. It's really cool.
It's not really a cowbell.
And then when you
though.
bang your tambourine, you're actually banging the cowbell. That's cool.
It's not the same.
I don't know. It's fun. It's a fun weekend project.
It's not. No, it's not.
It's like a $10 cowbell.
A real
screw
cowbell
it into
is
the
less
battery
than
pack.
$10.
It's so easy. You just screw it into the battery pack.
Just-
and then
just
you
go
can
to-
pop your battery pack off, and it comes right off.
Just go to Cowbell Depot. Jeez.
Yeah.
So,
co-op.
I'm sure Steve and Brian here are real interested in a reinvention of Guitar Hero, even though we're not quite sure what that means.
You know, I've got Guitar Hero 1, 2, and I don't know, whatever the third one
The
was.
80s.
80s, yeah. And I stopped getting them because right about that time Rock Band came out.
Well, yeah,
because it was a
right
whole
about
fucking band.
Right about that time, Harmonix left and went off and made Rock Band.
The creativity is gone.
Strangely enough, that's when Guitar Hero started to suck.
Yeah, that's when they started buying up Steven Tyler, Metallica.
Yeah.
And then they went to Rock Band. Or
So didn't they
Guitar
make
Hero 3.
his suggestion here that they weren't paying enough attention to Guitar Hero is exactly the opposite. They ground that franchise into the ground.
Yeah. Didn't they come
And
out
then
with a Rock
MTV
Band?
shut it down. They said no more.
Well, didn't they come out with a Rock Band thing from the Guitar Hero
they
people?
did.
They
Band
had
Hero.
Band Hero, or
But
whatever.
it just wasn't the same. It was, it was like, shutting the door after the horses bolted. It just was like too little too late.
Yep.
So, next
Not
up.
only that, but sorry, one more thing. After, was it Guitar Hero 3? Almost all the instruments were cross-platform at that point. So you could play a lot of stuff with Guitar Hero, with Rock Band, with the same instruments. They made a chart out there, and there were very few things that came out around Rock Band 2 and Guitar or Band Hero that didn't allow you to play with both sets of instruments. So it was kind of pointless. So
Yeah. So, next up. Kinectmals this fall getting Bear Island downloadable content. Steve, I know that you're a big player of Kinectmals, and you bought the Prima strategy guide.
hey, boo boo, you want to go steal a picnic basket?
So I think, is it just Pasty Mike is the only one that plays
He
Kinectmals around
fucking
here?
loves that game. He thinks it's funnier than hell.
I've never played it. What do you do?
I don't know. Mike
I don't know
really
what the hell
enjoys
you
that
do with it.
game.
He
What-
really enjoys it, though.
I've seen him playing it on there once in a while, but I didn't know what the game
I don't know.
does.
I don't know what you do with it.
I'm not quite sure what you do.
Honestly.
he needs to bring it over and get drunk, and then we can watch him play because that'll be entertaining.
No, Mike, you gotta get on all fours and act like the animal. That's
He probably already does. I don't know. I'm sure he's having fun playing his furry simulator. So, 3DS price drop to $170 August 12th.
I'm
which
almost
is-
tempted, but not quite. It's gotta be like 130 before I really
Really?
consider.
You see,
I don't know
this
what it is.
This is what the deal is. So what they're doing is they're dropping this now because it doesn't really cost them much to drop the money. The profit margin doesn't cost them that much, but it keeps but there's not a whole lot of like exclusive games yet for the system. So they're dropping the price on the 3DS in order to keep it in your consciousness of, well, if it goes on a little bit more, maybe it had a few more games. And then they've got all these first party titles and whatnot coming up next year. And so people will go, well, it's $170 now, and there's all these games coming out for it. So they're thinking ahead. They got the long game going on because that's what Nintendo does. Nintendo does the long game. It's not Sony where
I
they
don't
trip
think
over their
it's-
own feet.
I don't think that's it though, because the Nintendo's the diehard one. They were the last one to ever drop a price on anything. But especially with a portable, because they generally make money hand over fist on portables, but I don't think they're making the money they expected on the 3DS. I think they're losing what they thought they were going to make.
But I think that
I think they're still trying to capture that by dropping it enough that they're going to get the rest of those people that were not willing to pay $249 for it.
But I think that the deal with this is that they thought they were going to get more games delivered faster. And so this is them punting.
This happens with every system, though. I mean, I've never seen a system come out with enough games to really support it. It takes a good 9 months before you see a good run of games.
I don't know.
But I've never seen them drop a price like this inside of this time frame.
This is
it's
what I
generally
mean.
a year to a year and a half before they drop it. So
That's what I mean.
I'm betting,
that's why I
it
think
could be
they're
the
doing
games,
that.
but I think also they're just not making the money that they had at that price point. I think they realized, we're not going to make it for this.
There was also some consumer fear that, hey, you buy a 3DS and your kid's eyeballs are going to fall out.
Because I don't think the general public really paid attention to that.
Well,
I don't think that was as big of a thing as
you don't
we
think so?
It is. No.
Yeah.
So you're thinking it was really expensive. Nintendo dropped the price because they know they have a bunch of games coming out, because I know Star Fox and Mario Kart 7 might be up by the end of the year.
Yeah, they're
So
running more
there's some-
crap into the ground, but Star Fox
That's
actually sounds
Nintendo.
kind of interesting. But I think another reason they dropped the price point is they want to catch as many people before Christmas, because it's going to boost their numbers for this year.
They're going to have to do.
And they're losing money and they're losing stock market shares right now. So if they get a huge amount of these sold by the end of the year, it's going to make them look good.
Well, here's the thing. The
probably
reason
gonna
I haven't
raise.
bought a 3DS is because I'm waiting for the upgrade system, the 3DSi. You laugh.
No, I'm laughing because you're right. They'll put out an upgrade to it, of course,
Yeah,
and that's after
and it'll have
this
like
one
a better
drops down to
screen and everything like
$99.
that.
Yeah.
So
Probably a bigger screen at that point, just like the 3D was, or
yeah, the
what was
3D,
no, not the 3D, it was
the
the
DS XL,
LL.
L,
I think it was the
L
LL.
Bean.
Yeah.
Video game people, the people who make
Cool J.
hardware, can you please come up with like a normal system so we can remember all this shit? I mean, seriously.
When you're coming out with so many systems that even I don't care anymore.
I mean, come on, the Turbo graphics was easier to follow than this. So anyway, next up, GameStop brings the convenience of digital PC game delivery to retail. Wait,
They did this like a year ago, didn't they?
Yeah, they
Because
keep
they were
trying.
pushing this last Christmas. I
They keep
remember.
fiddling with this, trying to find a
so
business thing
you
that
buy
works.
the game and then
trying to
they give
compete
you a
with-
code and then you go to a site and then you download it, or how's that work?
I don't know. They're trying to compete with Steam and trying to catch that crowd that's
then-
just not wanting the physical media anymore.
Well, then buy it on Steam and save yourself the trip.
that's why I said
Save
they've been-
yourself the
they've
trip
been-
of going to
they've been-
GameStop.
This is why I go to Steam.
They're
and Directed Drive.
They've been
and-
trying. They've been fiddling with this business model, trying to find a way to make it work. And I don't know if they're gonna.
Why do they even
Because they
care?
don't have. They can't get in on Steam or any of that shit like that. They don't have
think
that
they're-
sort of licensing. They don't have that sort of infrastructure. They have to handle with what the infrastructure that they have now, which is brick and mortar stores.
I think
but
they're
they-
also losing money on the game market because you look at now Amazon's taking used games. Best Buy just, in fact, last week I got an email from Best Buy. They're upgrading their gamer zone and they're rolling out more points if you bring in used games against your purchases.
Oh, great! More used games that they don't look or make sure that they work before they put them out on the floor.
But I think that they're losing market share on their area. So
true.
they're looking to expand in areas where nobody else is really competing
Well,
right
also
now.
it doesn't
Steam's
help that
kind
they
of got that market corner. For the
Also,
most
it doesn't
part.
help that they're selling used games for like $5 less than new.
Hey, yeah, you're preaching to the choir on that one.
Yeah.
I don't buy used games there.
Well, yeah.
It's not worth it.
So next up, Blizzard is bringing real money auctions to Diablo III, which is an awesome idea. So players will be able to buy and sell in-game items for real currency. In addition to having a standard gold-based auction house like World of Warcraft has, Diablo 3 will feature a safe, I should have put that in quotation marks, Blizzard-sanctioned way for players to exchange items for cash. Also, Diablo 3 will require an always-on internet connection to play, even if you're playing single player. Awesome.
So they're just trying to circumvent eBay and
Well,
much.
make some of that money themselves.
yeah,
What gamer doesn't have an always-on internet connection anymore?
Amish gamers.
Yeah, they don't count. If you're just playing like Abacus Hero, you're not a gamer.
That should be a real thing.
Yeah, it is in China.
I know a guy
That's what those little kids are learning now.
Abacus Hero.
They're developing Abacus Hero.
No, they're building Abacus
Yeah,
Hero.
Yeah, it's like 4 stories tall.
I bet Kevin could make that controller. Remember he had the Shaken Baby controller?
Oh yeah.
Can't be that hard to build a USB into an Abacus and just make it,
Yeah.
Or you can
Metal
go
connections.
to the start menu, run and type in calc. I mean,
No,
seriously,
that's
people.
Eve.
No, that's Excel.
Yes.
So
Calculator Hero.
So, do you have any interest in Diablo 3?
I don't know anything about it.
It's
Nobody knows anything about it.
It's a Blizzard game. What more do you need to know?
You
Well-
haven't seen any of the in-game play of it? It actually looks pretty good.
When the game gets somewhere near to actually coming out, I'll care.
Yeah, but
That's
that's like
Blizzard.
5 years from now.
Well, exactly. So I don't have to have an opinion for like another half decade.
So, yeah, there's a lot of wire garble about the always on DRM, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, don't you play Diablo online anyway? I don't see this as a problem.
I don't know.
So, next up, early 3DS adapter, buy free games. So,
Adapter.
get adapter.
Adopter?
Adapter.
Adopter?
Sorry. I'm kind of
I was
Doctor?
like, did they make an adapter for this?
Doctor.
What
well,
did it
yeah,
adapt
they
to?
did. Well, I need more wine.
No, you don't.
You need more grammatical
He needs more ramification.
So Nintendo will also launch a compensation program for those who bought the 3DS before the price drop. Nintendo will offer 20 free downloadable games on the eShop. You must sign on to Nintendo eShop to become a program member by before August 11th to receive the free games. 10 of those games will be available exclusively to people who bought the systems early, the early adopters.
Which means like beginning of next year, they'll make those games available to everybody else.
I don't know about that.
It's like, oh, hey, we'd like to sell these too.
Here's another incentive. If you wanted to play a 3D version of Ice Climbers, you're set. And no, I'm not making... I think it's Ice Climbers and Donkey Kong, and there's some other 3D...
I think a 3D Ice Climbers, all I can think of is that Price is Right game where the little climbers going up the dude.
Yeah, that dude. So, does that make you want to buy a 3DS more? Get 10 free games?
I wouldn't get it because you had to buy those games before, didn't you?
Well, you have to become a member before August 11th to get the games.
Well, can't you just log on and become a member?
That I don't know. I would assume you would have to do it through the 3DS.
Oh, I see. Huh.
So, who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll look online and see what the games are. See if it's even worth the effort.
Well, enjoy your Donkey Kong Jr. 3D.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So, next up, Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition version 2012 coming later this year.
The fuck?
Need longer names.
So the arcade edition that came out with Yun and Yang and Oni and Evil Ryu, it's a patch to fix the balance issue. So a lot of things are going to get nerfed, including Yun and Yang. But it's supposed to be a free patch.
Oh, this isn't an entire game. It's just a patch coming out.
Yeah, it's patched for the arcade edition.
Okay.
Not a completely... I don't know. Well, has Capcom come out with 4 versions of the same Street Fighter game? I think 3 is their max for most of them.
Depends, because it bounces from system to system.
That's true.
It's maybe not 3 on the same system, but if you go back and forth between the Genesis and the Super NES,
it's sad. So I know that Steve is a big Street Fighter 4 fan, being a tournament winner for Street Fighter back in the days when he used to be a tech in an arcade.
Man, Street Fighter 4 came out so long after I was a tech in an arcade. Street Fighter 3 hadn't even come out yet.
Well, Street Fighter 2 was still making money left and right.
Yeah.
God, it was a good game.
Yeah, that you had that weird Chinese version that had all the colors wrong.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 3 was good times. We played that game a lot.
Are you going to pick that up on XBLA?
What?
Street Fighter 3, Third Strike.
I don't know. It might be worth it. Depends on how much they want for it.
I think it's $1,200.
We already bought the game twice, so I don't know how much more.
It's
how many more times do you need to buy it?
It might be worth buying it for $15 just to have it on there and
just to have the online.
Yeah. If they actually go in and spent the time to actually do that, would put the online built in and
they did. It's online over XBLA, and
that'd be totally worth it.
There's no lag or anything with all the animation intact.
If there's lag now, I'd be really surprised.
Well,
I had plenty of time to fix that crap.
You'd think so.
Well, I think what was the last? Oh, it was King of Fighters 11. I had all that. 11 or 12 had all the issues online. I still haven't gone back to play that online because that pissed me off so much.
Yeah.
But that was programming side. That was just SNK.
So next up, Care or Don't Care, our feature that we have every year that there is a Olympics. So every 4 years. So our first Care or Don't Care.
Thanks for explaining that joke there.
Well,
also, there's an Olympics every 2 years.
Well, it's the Winter Olympics. Those don't count.
Oh, only
we're talking about the real
Winter
Olympics.
Oh, okay. Fail.
By the way, are you planning on watching the Olympics, Steve?
When are the Olympics?
The 2012 in London.
Wow.
At some time during the summer.
Is that exciting?
I actually just saw an ad for him yesterday.
Is it really?
Yeah, on TV. I was like, whoa. A little early, but okay.
I don't know.
It was more of, hey, we got the rights. You should watch this
They
channel.
never show what I want to see, so.
And what do you want to see? Foxy boxing?
Well, you just got to watch it at like 2 a.m. in the morning.
There was the bidding between, what was it, NBC and Comcast were the two big bidders because NBC's contract ran out this year.
Yeah.
Or was it ABC and Comcast and yeah, so Comcast, NBC, ESPN, and ABC, I think.
Yeah, ESPN's been trying to get it for years.
And ABC was promising that they would show, instead of showing like pre-recorded, that they would do live broadcasts of stuff and all that sort of thing. But they went with NBC again, so it's going to be here's your 2 hours of compressed Olympics every night for 2 weeks or whatever. Hope you like track and field over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And so is it
It's like in the Winter Olympics where it's like, hope you like ice skating because that's all you're going to get to see.
Yeah, and then they all squeeze that all into prime time. So,
So was it Foxy boxing now? Was that the sport that you want to watch for Olympics, or?
They do have women's boxing,
But do you want to watch it?
I don't know. It's got to be better than the normal shit that they usually broadcast.
I remember when the last Olympics came out, I downloaded the NBC app, and I actually got more out of the app than I did watching the TV channels because you could download videos
The
of
broadcast
all
one is
sorts of
awful.
stuff.
It's really bad.
So, Spider-Man: Edge of Time. Any interest in that, Steve?
Spider what?
I don't
Spider-Man.
know. I have no idea.
Yeah, I got bored after the first game.
What, on the Genesis?
No, the first one that came out on the new generation.
Oh,
It was
I like
just
the one on the
yeah.
Commodore 64. That was pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what the last one was I really liked was, it was the one that came out on the 32X.
Maximum Carnage?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I don't know what it was about that game, but it was fun to play.
Mm.
And it's also a really hard to find game now.
Well, I'll just say this: this new Spider-Man game's got to be a better version of Bionic Commando than Bionic Commando was.
Ugh.
So next up, Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. Does that interest you?
Getting burned out on Zelda. Honestly.
Really?
I bought the last one on the portable, and I still haven't played it.
Oh, Spirit Tracks. I haven't even started that one yet.
I will say this one kind of looks interesting because of the way it starts, where you're flying, and then it finally drops down to the land. So they're kind of mixing some stuff up in it, but I don't know.
You're just kind of
There's just too damn many games out there. I just don't have the time to spend on Legend of Zelda games anymore. They just take too much time. It's getting to that point where I just don't have the time to spend on games like this. Kind of sad, really.
You need quick hitter games like Eve.
I don't know.
You need
5-10 hour
something that you can
max
play
games.
more casually.
Really?
The look that Murdock is giving Brian right now is pretty awesome.
I'm actually looking forward to number 5 more, honestly. But number 5 I've seen in motion. It looks freaking amazing.
Okay, we'll get to that game here in just a bit. So Kirby Returns to Dreamland. I know you have a real big interest in that, Brian.
I've never
Kirby's
played
awesome.
a Kirby game.
What? Are you kidding me?
I played like the first one.
On the NES?
Yeah.
That's an awesome game.
I think I played a couple minutes on your portable one day after
That
you
was
got one of the games.
25 years ago.
It was not 25 years ago.
On the NES?
Yes.
Pretty sure it was.
No, it was like 23. So, hey, Kirby's awesome. He's quantum physics made flesh. So, Gotham City Imposters.
What the hell is that game?
It's
Don't
the
even know
one.
what that
It's the
is.
one where you design your own character that's like a Gotham City villain, and you go around. I don't know if it's like a. You get to blow each other up for some reason. So there's people that are dressed up like Batman, and they,
It'll be just as good as APB.
well.
I don't know.
There's
Wait for the trial of that
There's a
demo.
there's a video on it. I don't know if it has any gameplay on it.
Oh, that's helpful.
Well, what do you want? What do you want? Is this your first time on the podcast?
Yeah.
Hello?
First time on the merry-go-round.
Yeah. Pretty much.
On the Nightmare Train?
Yep.
Did you see the pumpkin heart driving away this morning?
No, it was the ice cream cone with the evil clown on it. Ice cream truck.
Oh, Twisted
Evil.
Metal flashbacks.
Yeah.
So, Modern Warfare 3. Steve, I know you're a big Modern Warfare fan. You teabag opponents all the time. Spout racial slurs over Xbox Live.
Admit it.
Mexican Jew lizards.
Yeah, that's the stuff. That's the rich, creamy filling I've been waiting for.
Have you seen the in-game gameplay for this?
I saw the video of it. It looks impressive, but I've never played a Modern Warfare game. Isn't that Activision?
It's getting to that point where it's actually bridging reality and fantasy because it looks so real.
Now, Modern Warfare, that's Activision
EA.
people. Or is that... No,
EA.
I thought that
Call
was
of Duty
Battlefield.
Modern Warfare.
Yeah, Call of Duty
Modern Warfare. Yeah.
Yeah.
Battlefield is not because Modern Warfare is still Call of Duty, right? It's just the new modern Call of Duty version.
I think they split off because I thought the Call of Duties were after they left the Modern Warfare. Because there's Modern Warfare 3, and then there's Call of Duty there's Call of Duty 2.
Well, no, but Call of Duty 3 is Modern Warfare.
You know, we do have a computer that has internet
No.
access.
I'm trying to remember because I know that the original
I'm
group.
confused,
Well,
Infinity Ward got fired.
Yeah, who's doing it now? It's like Triad or
Yeah,
It's Popcap.
Treyarch.
Treyarch. That's what it is. Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Or
it's
they were.
Popcap.
I don't really know. I can't keep track of these Modern
Whoever
Warfighter
did this
games
one did it
anymore.
right because man, it looks amazing.
So you're going to pick that? Is that a day one thing for you?
Possibly. Yeah, we'll see.
I've never played a Modern
looks
Warfare
really
or
good.
any modern FPS game because
Oh, it's a rush. They're fun games to play, and they generally put out DLC for them every 3 or 4 months after the game comes
I'm
out.
assuming the DLC is not free.
No, you pay for it. It's like $10 to $15 depending, but you get 3 or 4 maps, sometimes some new weapons.
Oh, that's
So you get a
not
lot
terrible.
of stuff. I
Yeah,
mean, then the
you
maps
gotta-
are huge. So
You got to really like multiplayer for it, though.
Yeah.
it's all multiplayer. I
And-
mean, I go
and I
I'll
don't
go
play
through the
well with
campaign.
others.
I beat the campaign on Modern Warfare 3 and Call of Duty 2. Those are both fun, but you come for the campaign, but you stay for the multiplayer. And I love getting on at night and just going through and owning mofos.
So last up, Soul Calibur 5, which Steve has an interest in. Right, Steve?
Yeah.
Steve just rested his head on the microphone. So that
I'm
means
even.
that we need to listen for a aneurysm at some point.
What clot?
Well, how many Soul Caliburs is this? They got to be catching up to Street Fighter now.
No.
Oh, this would be-
It would take
this-
twice that many.
There's like 7 Soul Calibur. Well, there's
You
Soul
start with
Edge.
Soul Edge, yeah.
And then, so that's 6. And then was that weird 3D like action platformer thing?
Yeah.
It's like Soul
tried to do
Calibur, Death by Degrees, whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. So it's
don't know.
like that 3D Guilty Gear game that they came out with, which totally sucked.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it
It's like
is.
Tekken 6 did that crap too.
With that adventure mode that's completely pointless.
That is so stupid.
Well, I mean, you get to unlock like various costume options, which is nice if you like dressing up little girls, and I think I should probably stop there.
I almost bought this again the other day, Tekken 6, because they had the one with the controller packed in, the stick.
I thought you already bought it.
I bought the game, but I only paid $10 for the game. But
So
I
they-
wish I'd waited now because Amazon just had that as their deal of the day a couple days ago, and the stick and the game were $30.
Oh, that's a good
I
deal.
was like, I would have paid that much just for the stick.
Is it what system? PS3?
No, it was Xbox.
Really? Huh.
But yeah, and I don't even care about the game, but it would have been nice to have the stick for that price.
You just turn around and sell
It's
the
definitely
game.
a $30 stick at least. So yeah, I'll get $5 out of the game.
No, I think I don't know how much the game
I
is
paid
going
10
for now.
for it at Best Buy probably 3 months ago, so it's definitely
You get
not
8
worth much.
trade probably.
When I got the New Vegas for $20 or whatever it was, the guy for some reason he felt the need to try and sell me on buying this game, even though I came in and specifically asked him for it if he had any more copies of it. And the way he's selling me on this game is, look, the trade-in value here for that is $18. So, and you can trade it in after like a couple days. So at most, this game costs you $2. I'm like, why are you trying to? What? I don't
Apparently, he
understand.
has a lot of turnaround at that
I don't
store.
know.
So.
Wait, huh? Well, if you're buying it used, you're getting all that money.
Used.
Oh, you were buying it new?
Yeah, because it was $20 new, or what was the sale on that at Best Buy
For which one?
for New Vegas? You
It was
remember
like
what
$19.99, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. It was,
Was it
19,
$20?
I think.
And then he's wanting.
Yeah, because it was the same price on Steam at the time. They were doing the same thing on their summer sale, or that after summer sale, actually.
I need to get back to playing that game on the Xbox, but I'm afraid when I know what I'm going to go when I go back on. There's going to be like 3 million patches for the game.
It's still not as bad as patching Gran Turismo 5.
Oh my god!
What a horror story!
Oh jeez, that took.
I think it took 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was a huge freaking patch, and then you multiply that times 5 in time.
Well, you
because
updated the
they
game in
can't-
like 6 months, but still, Jesus
I liked
Christ.
that patch they did like 4 weeks ago for the 360 that took like 25 minutes to process the patch, and it didn't change anything. It's like, what?
I don't know what
it's
the deal
for
is.
future functionality.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Okay, how about you put it up when the future functionality is ready?
Yeah. The future is now.
Because then that would take 26 minutes.
But that was still welcome update compared to what I had to go through with the Gran Turismo.
It was when I did Lineage 3, all the updates for that, 2.5 hours.
Really?
Yeah, and that was with the like the gold edition that had like the 5 like add-ons with the patches that came with the add-ons.
Isn't Lineage like that Korean MMO?
Yeah, it's
It's like a 3D Maple Story.
Hope You Like Grind is what it's called.
Oh,
the
geez.
subtitle. Lineage 3, Hope You Like Grinding.
Would have been better with bump and grinding, but
No,
Isn't that game like free to play?
Lineage?
Yeah.
I don't know. This was like 4 years ago.
Oh. So Sony probably bought it and now it doesn't exist. Okay, that's good.
No, it's because it's Korean, so they just, you got the folks that they can't stay up past 10 playing MMOs because it's a federal crime.
That's Vietnam. Or is that Korea too?
Korea has some laws like that too.
Korea is really strict. I think they're the worst or the highest strictness.
Really?
Vietnam has a bad thing. I mean, both it's Vietnam and China and Korea all have some measure of laws for certain populations how they can't play these certain games after a
internet
certain
cafes,
time.
too.
Yeah.
How
crazy.
do you enforce that?
Well, you got guys going around, paid around to go make sure they're not playing their fucking games, I guess.
Well, they can just look at their internet connection, see what they're doing, and say, okay, yeah, you've got 5 hours.
But they
cut
can
them
say,
off.
well, my mom was playing it when, or something like that. My grandfather just came back from the rice paddy and was playing,
I don't think they
Maple
care.
Story.
I don't think anybody plays Maple Story, dude. I don't know
think
why
they
you're
probably
obsessed with
just
Maple
set
Story.
cutoffs mostly for like the internet cafes because kids or
right.
people would go in there and play for 24 hours.
I'll
straight
make it
till
more
they passed
realistic.
Out, so.
Yeah.
So Grandpa was playing Meridian 59.
No.
Okay.
No.
So anything else you want to add? Anything about Star Trek Online you want to complain about?
No.
It's been a
Finally
while.
turned off my connection.
Yeah, it's not like a year and a half after you stopped playing.
God, I know. I must have dropped another $200 on that damn game. Jesus.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, my credit card's got it.
All right.
It's so easy to put a card in there and just forget. And then not play the game. And then, like, every 3 months, you got another $40 charge. and-
Gmail told me yesterday, it said, you have, out of the blue, it said, you have filter rules that are forwarding to another email address. Just out of the blue, it had like a little thing up there on a little thing
Some
on the
sort
top.
of email audit.
Well, and I said, huh? And I looked and sure enough, I did. I had them forwarding this email address that I don't use anymore.
Huh.
So they
They
actually
probably
were.
noticed the inactivity on your other email address somehow.
Well, I don't know, but like, so basically what I was doing, it was because that email address now forwards back to mine and has for a long time. So it wouldn't have gotten into a little loop thingy, but it was kind of pointless for it to be forwarding to that address to be forwarded back to my email addresses. So that's kind of weird. I'd never seen that before.
Isn't technology great?
Murdock is licking the inside of his glass there
There's
for
more
more
wine
wine.
behind you.
He doesn't need any more wine. He's licking the inside of the glass.
What's wrong with that?
You have a problem.
He was
It's called a
definitely a
licking problem.
He was definitely a Smucker's kid.
Yeah.
With a name like Schmuckers, it has to be good. All right. Well, thank you for listening to Diehard Gamer Radio. We will be back for show 111 live from Chuck E. Cheese. So thank you for listening.
Way to end that show there.
Yeah. That's a great ending, huh?
Yeah, it's how you
Great
trailed
ending there,
off on
Lou.
there.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Diehard Gamer Radio. You can visit our website at diehardgamerradio.com and iTunes, or you can email us at diehardgamerradio@gmail.com.